Hello everyone, my name is Trevor King, and today I present to you an investigation I've done on reincarnation and animal spirits. I've decided to go out into the public and ask random questions about reincarnation and animal spirits. Here were some of the responses. So it's my understanding that you have taught religion classes in the past, so obviously you are religious.
Yes, I am.
Do you believe in an afterlife?
I do.
What kind of afterlife do you believe in?
An afterlife that will do good for someone or something. Somewhere in the universe. Not necessarily Rhode Island. We don't know where we're going to end up. As what?
So, do you believe reincarnation is possible?
Yes, I do.
In your next life, if you had one, what would you like to be? And what would you want to be?
Probably come back as a human again, and to even give more and make more people's lives even better than I did this time around.
Awesome. Do you feel as though you've lived a past life before?
Oh yes.
Explain that.
There are things that happen in my life, and they're really not conspicuous to anyone but me. Or if I could be walking by someone or hearing something or seeing something, and I know I've been there, I've done that, and it doesn't amount to anything other than to me, because I've lived that particular incident before, which wouldn't be anything for anyone. It doesn't set any particular mark and they say, oh, John Kennedy died that day. No, it's just so minute that I don't even know if it's out there. And if it is out there, it's only for me.
So you believe that everyone has a spirit other than their own?
I hope they do.
Alright, thank you very much. Thank you for your time. Mr. Spence.
Yes.
Do you believe in reincarnation? And do you believe it's possible?
Yeah, I believe it's possible. Because I believe this is a spirit world.
You said you wanted to be a bird. What kind of bird would you be?
I would be a great blue heron. And I'll tell you a funny story, right? Maybe a quirky story. So my daughter studies zoology at the University of New Hampshire, and very much into the animal world and the species world. And she and I were having a conversation sometime this past summer. She asked me, Dad, what would you come back as if you could come back, much like you asked me? And I said I would come back as a great blue heron. And she said, that's amazing, because I asked Mom the same question, and she said the same exact thing.
Pleasure. Because even when you're dead, you gonna film this? You're just taking pictures.
No, I'm already filming.
Well, you are.
Yeah.
Because even when you're dead, like, think about it. Like, your molecules still exist, right? So even in the grave, something's gonna eat you, a bacteria, bug, whatever, right? You become part of that bug. That bug's part of the environment. Something eats that bug, now you're part of that. Does that kind of make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you do get reincarnated. Not necessarily as you again. Your consciousness is gone. But the stuff that you are never goes away. So you're always going to be here in some way, shape, or form.
Awesome.
So that's about as close as I come to thinking of reincarnation. Do I think like that I might have been a different person 100 years ago? Sometimes I think about that, but I don't really know if that's even possible. And sometimes I think, oh wow, even if I die tomorrow, like 20 years later, maybe I'll be born again. Like maybe I'll be born as my own kid's kid. Who knows? Do I believe that? I don't know. But biologically speaking, in terms of physics, you're never going anywhere. You're part of everything forever. Like that?
Reincarnation, I suppose that would be when one dies and comes back reborn as something else but with a similar soul. So I could be reincarnated as a butterfly or a human or something else. I don't personally believe in it, but I guess that's what
Do you
it
believe
is.
in afterlife?
I don't know. That's the answer. That's my whole answer. I do not.
So what do you believe in after death?
Disintegration?
Awesome. That's all I need. If you could be reincarnated, what animal would you be? Or why?
I would like to fly.
Any reason why, or just you'd like to fly?
Weird thing is I've liked birds since I can remember. So, flying, I guess.
Alright, awesome. Hi, Ms. Freeman. So, do you believe in an afterlife?
I do,
What do you hope for in an afterlife?
even better than the present life.
Do you believe reincarnation is still possible?
I have mixed feelings on that. I'd like to think it's possible. Do I really believe it is? No.
Alright. And, what is your definition of reincarnation?
Coming back for a second go, or a third go, or a fourth.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Trevor.
Hey man, I know it's cold. Can you answer me a few questions real quick?
Yeah, sure.
Do you believe in an afterlife?
Yeah.
What kind of afterlife do you believe in?
Like a heaven and hell type thing?
Do you believe reincarnation is a possibility?
Yeah, definitely.
And if you were to be reincarnated in an afterlife, what would you want to be?
Probably like a snow leopard.
Why?
Just a badass animal.
After doing much research on reincarnation and surveying the average American citizen, I've decided to dig deeper into my research and talk with some people who I know are in touch with their inner spirits. Okay. Elizabeth Burrell Smith is a massage therapist who uses strong energy as her strategy. Here's what she had to say. Hi Libby, how are you?
Good, Trev. How are you?
So, being an energy healer, you would say you are a spiritual person, correct?
Yes.
What are your spiritual beliefs?
I was born and raised Catholic.
Mm-hmm.
From the moment I hit 17 at a very young age, I had a huge conflict with the Catholic religion as a whole, and I kind of stopped doing that. Spiritually wise, I never gave that up. So I think there's a definite difference between a religion and spiritualism. And for all these years, I still totally am spiritual. Do I believe in one specific belief?
Do you believe that one's past life can affect their present one?
Yes.
And could we use our knowledge of our past life to succeed in the present one?
I don't believe we can. I don't believe we can because if we could, we would all be in a better place today. I don't think in the spiritual world, even if we're given gifts, if we're given advice, if we're given answers, it's enough to bring us to that next level. I think they keep it so that we as human beings have to conduct ourselves as human beings.
Do you believe it's possible that little kids can see their past life?
Maybe not past life, but definitely spiritual life. So anyway, children, I'm just going to take a minute to talk to you about your last question. Kids, we all have egos, and our ego tells us that that's not real. That Uncle Charlie we just saw is not real because we're old enough to know that that's made up. But as a child, we haven't learned that thought yet. So when a child says, I just saw Uncle Charlie, he really just saw Uncle Charlie. Nobody's told him he can't see Uncle Charlie. So in that aspect, those kids, if we could just leave that mind clean, they're pure. We're the ones that aren't pure because we've been told otherwise, whether it's religion, a mom and dad, a grandparent, or whatever. So kids are definitely, if you could tap into a child that already has a vision, you could ask that child way more information than me.
Do you think that past spirits travel inside a living person or by their side?
Both. If you'll allow it in, it'll come in.
So is that why some people believe that they are people in a past life, or is that because of something else?
I think something else. I think past life means you have grown and reblossomed into something else. Whereas if an energy enters into you, you're just the host. I did this workshop with a great lady. Do you want to say her name?
Sure.
Okay. Rita Berkowitz. And I was working with this lady named Barbara. And this is when I was really new to this whole thing. And They say you need to protect yourself. I think my energy and the heavens above me and all the angels that help and protect me aren't going to let anything hurt me. That said, I'm sitting there with this lady. Now I'm clean, I have nice fingers, I'm a little tiny person, don't have a beard, none of that stuff. I sit down and I'm touching her hands, and all of a sudden I am this man. He is a grungy garage guy. I can feel the dirt in my nails. He's got a beard. He's got blue pants, you know, the Dickies, the blue shirt. His name is George. I'm like, is your father's name George? She's like, it is. I'm like, does he look like this? He does. He was in my being. I was breathing heavy. He was overweight. It was incredible. I've never had that experience again because I did not like it. So once you have an experience, then you can go, like it, don't like it. Like, I know I don't want to see, and I don't really want you coming into me anymore. But that was it was a cool experience. He was so big that I felt like I was over the chair. You know, like he was that large in stature. And that's how he looked in his living life.
So you believe that spirits can enter and leave as they please?
If you allow it, we're still in control. Our human essence is still in control.
So some children believe that they're famous people such as Anne Frank, and they don't even know who that is. How do you believe that's true, and do spirits get stuck inside these children?
Possibly. And I think that your will is what it is. You know, I mean, when we study for a test, we're studying for all those things, and we keep all that stuff in our brain. Well, the same thing is true. So if we know Anne Frank, and Anne Frank's just hanging around, and you're willing to allow Anne Frank in, she's in. You know, it's your will to will her out again. You know, that is very true. I mean, the one thing that I've learned about all of this is it's the threes. You know, if I don't want you here, I ask you to leave 3 times. Once I've said that 3 times, you have to go, whether you're a good energy or a bad energy. Those are the rules. Spirits follow rules.
So is that why the spirits will not leave the children, because they don't know how to get rid of the spirits?
Possibly.
Interesting. All right, well, I think that's it. Thank you very much.
Yay, that was easy.
Awesome. I then visited my old school, Mount Hope High School, to get feedback from the most spiritual person I knew, my ceramics teacher, Miss Sloat. She's an educator, Reiki master, and shamanic practitioner, a master in energy.
I get the drip from my wall. I get the drip from my wall. I get the drip from my wall. I get the drip from my wall.
Hi, Carrie. So I'm just going to ask you a few questions at first. So you being a Reiki master, you obviously are a spiritual person, correct?
Correct.
What are your spiritual beliefs?
I believe that we are body, mind, and spirit, and that we have these physical bodies, and we primarily think about ourselves in the physical body and mind, but we also have our energy, which is our meridians, our chakras, and our aura. So I believe in constantly trying to connect with our spirit side, and that energy is a loving and compassionate energy, and it can bring clarity to how we move forward in our life.
So do you believe in an afterlife?
I do. One of the first books that I read on reincarnation is by Brian Weiss. It's called Many Lives, Many Masters. And he is a hypnotherapist. And in the middle of a session of regression, he was trying to get to the root of this woman's ailments and her traumas. And he regressed her into another lifetime. And she knew many things about places in a period of life that she could possibly know, lots of details. So he did some investigation, and he ended up working with this woman over several years and uncovered many different lifetimes. So while she was under hypnosis, she revealed lots of details about past lives, and I felt that that book was life-changing for me. And I believe that energy never dies. And so even though our physical body is gone, our energy, I believe, transitions into like another space, and that we have the opportunity to relive lives.
So you do believe that spirits can stay into another person?
I believe that when people talk about ghosts or spirits, like I think of that as energy, and I have this belief in dimensions, and that sometimes when a person has passed, the energy might be a bit confused, and so it's quite possible that they stay in this dimension. And so it's the person's energy that is, and again, we operate under space and time, our physical body in time, three-dimensional space. Energy does not operate in that way. So a way that I like to, analogy I use with clients is that if you think about a tree, a seedling, you would plant the seed, and from the moment you plant it, it's changing and growing. It operates under time. But then think about water. Water is timeless. It's like you're seeing it, it's a constant, even though it's not the exact same water that you step into each time, it's flowing, it's moving, and I feel like energy is a lot like water.
So, thank you. So, you being a Reiki master, you deal with a lot of clients every day. Do you ever feel any energy from maybe a past life, or have someone tell you a story that they feel as though they live in a past life?
So there are all different experiences that clients will, and we usually set intention for how we want to use the session. Some clients may just feel a sense of deep relaxation. Some clients feel, they come for pain management and they come to work on their body. But I had a client that when she came on for a session had very vivid images. And she was describing a place and how she saw a car in a driveway, and through talking she was thinking, well, I don't know, maybe I was in like a bazaar in Morocco and I saw this car, and I said, well, what you're describing sounds a lot like southern Spain. So she went home and did some investigation looking up cars in Spain at a particular time, and she saw the exact same car, which she had never had seen, she's not familiar with. And so she had this very vivid experience in a different time and place. And I feel that the energy body, again, that never dies, if it's like that water, it's holding on to everything that you are at once. So it's you at 5, it's you at 15, it's you at 55, 80. It's everything you are right now in this lifetime. It's the water. And if you want your mind blown, it's everything you were before and probably after.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
In the end, after conducting this research, I would like to give my opinion on reincarnation. I'm not a religious person, but I know that it is important to have faith and believe in something. I believe in reincarnation, and I also hope for it as an afterlife. I also believe in spirits and that they are with every person walking on this earth. If I were to be an animal in the afterlife, I would have to say a lion because of their aggressive leadership characteristics. As we come to the end of this video, can you please ask yourself, is reincarnation really a possibility? Thank you.